Welcome back, everyone. I'm so thrilled, to be here. This is just such a fun process. Climate change is such an important problem for us to address. And as you listen to visionaries who are working on all the different solutions that we can bring together so that we have not one approach, not just solar panels, but more solar panels and more of all the other solutions as well. As we talk to the crowdfunders and we see how we can finance this, accelerate this work, I just get excited because there is so much good we're doing. Uh, the next 2 hours is just going to be mind blowingly great because we'll have 10 different thought provoking entrepreneurs who are going to pitch you what they're doing. This session will again be hosted by Professor Alan Tratner. He is, of course, let me remind you quickly, he's the uh, helped organize the original Earth Day back in 1970, and he's devoted his entire career ever since to addressing climate change and preserving the environment. There's no one who can speak with more authority on these topics than Alan. We're thrilled to have you. Alan, take it away. I think you're going to actually be the first Demo Day presenter, right? You've got a technology you're
Well,
involved with.
okay, Devin, it may not go that way exactly today because I've been so busy doing all of our wonderful sessions, I haven't been able to upload my slides. My intern is going to come in, and I think what we'll do is just lock me to the end and then start with the agenda that we have and in the sequence. Everybody, it's Demo Day at Super Green Live. This is an opportunity. Everybody has about 9 minutes, and it isn't pitching to investors like is happening on Pitch Day if they're on an equity crowdfunding platform, and that will be judged and it'll be powerful tomorrow. And you should tune in for that and how to learn to see how it's done. But this is demonstrations about these companies, the profiles, what their mission is, what they're trying to do, what they're looking for, how you can help. Not just investment, but maybe other things, or be even involved in the company. So what we're going to do is start off right away. I got to watch a timer on this. And instead of me being first for EcoWise Innovations, I think I'll put myself at the end, if Devin will allow me. And we are going to go, we'll start off with the promise with Chris. And Chris, if you're with us, I know you are, why don't we start? We'll time you for 9 minutes. Let's learn about the promise.
Okay, well, Professor, thank you so very much for having me. Again, my name is Chris Robinson. I am the founder and CEO of The Promise Worldwide. Uh, we're here, we're harnessing waste to power a healthier world. So The Promise was created to address main issues that adversely affect the United States and the world. We're doing this by combining existing improved technology. And in doing so, we are helping the Earth and providing a healthier and more efficient future for the human race. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so we'll start this off with problems that are worth solving. So that's what we're here to do. The number one problem is obviously going to be the landfills. The landfills are just a huge problem. We need to figure out what we can do with our trash. The governments of the world are trying to figure out what they can do with the trash, and they don't want to give out any more permits for landfills. So they're trying to find an alternative to that. In the United States alone, we produced 294 million tons of municipal solid waste, and it was 2.12 billion tons worldwide. So that's a problem that needs to be addressed, and we're part of that solution. We've spoken before of in the last panel, plasma arc gasification. With that process, we're able to process 99% of the waste that comes into us. We use that waste, we turn it into a synthetic gas, which is the foundational piece for producing other eco-friendly or carbon neutral or negative products. The remaining 1%, depending on the process that we're working with, is either going to be an inert carbon neutral slag or a biochar, which again was spoken of before. Those both can be used for either for plethora of different uses. They can either be for agricultural uses or they can be for building purposes as well. The wonderful thing about it is that nothing is wasted. Everything that comes into our facilities becomes something new and usable, and that is earth friendly and it's just a wonderful thing. We have the ability also, as far as like with recyclables, to process all plastics, all types of glass, paper, e-waste, all different types of things. We can process all of that in-house and produce other good things out of that. So our facilities can process a minimum of 400 tons of waste per day, and we can scale it all the way up to 6,000 plus tons of waste per day. And the wonderful thing about it, the biggest thing about it, is our patent pending process. We don't release any adverse fumes or particulates into the atmosphere or back into the earth. All right, so let's talk about pollutants in the air. Let's talk about carbon dioxide. So, in the United States, historically, we've had an estimated 4.8 billion metric tons of energy-related carbon dioxide that's been produced. In the world, it's 36.8 billion metric tons. That's a lot of carbon dioxide that's being released into the air. The global carbon market, which is a system for carbon trading, is still projected to reach $600 million by 2027. And that's driven by demand for emissions reduction to meet climate targets. Again, our solution is that we utilize clean and green power that's generated by our plasma, our gasification facility. And we have the ability to operate advanced carbon dioxide carbon capture facilities, removing up to 90% of the airborne carbon dioxide. That CO2 is purified, and we use it in refining process for carbon neutral fuel products and for building materials. All right, so let's move on to methane. Methane is by far the more potent planet warming gas than any other out there. Study resulted in showing that the landfills in America emitted up to 3 times more methane than previously regulated by the EPA. There we go. So well over half of the nation's large open landfills were found to have large plumes of methane right over them. And that signified that there was a release of the gas was releasing out into the air from the supposedly sealed landfills. And that's posing a major threat to our overall climate and the surrounding communities. Okay. So our solution to that is our patent pending design and process utilizes stationary and mobile units to capture the methane that's released from the inside of our facility and from the harvesting of the waste from the actual sealed landfills. That captured methane we use in a methane pyrolysis process to produce turquoise hydrogen. And this is a very low carbon producing method that does not produce any airborne carbon dioxide. The process actually produces carbon in a solid form that we use to create a carbon infused concrete. Now, this is considered a premium product as it offers significantly improved strength, durability, and permeability. The next thing, which is the slide that you see in front of you right now, is food scarcity. By 2025, global population is expected to be 9.7 billion souls. Our food supplies will be under further and greater stress than they are today. Demand will be up by 70% than it is today. Our solution is, with our patent pending design, our controlled environmental agriculture facilities, we can harness the technology to cultivate a very large variety of crops. Using the power, water, and organic composting from our facilities, we have the ability to produce year-round with high yields, harvesting anywhere in the world. So just briefly about our plant. We are tackling a global issue with a groundbreaking patent pending solution that has timeless potential to drive change And it's a clean, profitable, and it can be built anywhere in the world. Whether we're building a facility in a third world country with energy, water, and food scarcity, or whether we're creating a strategic alliance with existing landfills, one thing is certain: trash will not stop being produced, and it has to go somewhere. With us, that trash goes away forever, and it never comes back. And from that trash, we can produce good things that help make the world better and a healthier Earth. So our team, we're just a group of engineers, financial people, and business leaders that came together. We were brought together by a common passion for good. The road hasn't been easy; it's been rough, but we persevered, and we're finally starting to see the fruits of our work. So we have an international advisory board, and of course, at the head of that is our Professor Tratner. He's the founder of Green to Gold, pioneering incubators that are focused on positive climate change and sustainable green economy. He is one of the founders of Earth Day, and under his guidance, we've been able to successfully navigate to this point. He's a great man, a great mentor, and an incredible advocate for Mother Earth. So we also have a strategic alliance. We have LEC partners. Each of these folks that we're aligned with are heads and shoulders above everybody else in the world. So they're world renowned, and we work together very well with them. And we look forward to their guidance as we go forward. So that's the end of the presentation. It's kind of a little bit messed up because my computer messed up on me, but that's okay. I hope that you were intrigued by it. And if you would, you can go ahead and click on the QR code, or just go to our website and click on the Contact Us tab. And let's get a dialogue started for positive change.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You had a minute or less than a minute. I wanted you to maybe mention what you're looking for other than money, maybe.
Oh, we're looking for collaborations. If you have a special talent that you feel that you can help us out with, and that's the reason for, I want to start a dialogue with everyone out there. We're not just looking for funding or treasure. We're also looking for talents as well, and people that can help us get into other communities, folks in government. Right now, we're in the middle of negotiating with a couple of local governments for the state of Missouri, state of New Mexico, Hawaii, the territory of Puerto Rico. So folks that can help us get the word out and get us into these different areas so we can start making change and making a difference.
Thank you, Christopher. Perfect. Okay, so our next up is John Tate. I hope I say this right. Ruana Energy. John?
Yes.
Take it away, John.
Okay, let's see if I can bring my slides up here. Oops. Would I have to share screen or something here to get the slides up?
I'm not sure what the technical problem is, but the images in your slides are not loading. So we got a little bit of a problem there. I apologize. But let's see if we can. Let me invite you to reload them.
Reload them. All right.
I think the next person on the list is Paul Galen. I wonder if Paul's in. Yeah, Paul appears to be there. Maybe we should go to Paul. What do you think, Alan?
Well, let's see if we can
while we work on this problem with John.
Thank you. Hey, Paul, come on board. Here he is. Hi, Paul. Aloha. Can you hear us? Can you turn it on?
There we are. That's you can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Please start your presentation.
Oh, you want me to start early?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me move the screen. I need to consolidate the screen because I've got a written screen and I got my slides, and then I'll have your screen. So I've got three. I'm trying to make them thin and long so I can see.
That's funny. You're kind of transparent right now on your background.
Oh God, that's weird.
You look like the Invisible Man.
It superimposed something else. Should I take off? I have a green screen because I don't. I just put curtains.
Yes, take your green screen off. Take your
screen.
virtual background off and just
I don't know how
show us your office.
Okay, I'm going to click virtual background to get it off. Will that take it off?
It should. And then
it says I have a green screen.
Are your slides up?
Yeah, they loaded. It says I have a green screen. Well, I don't have a green screen. Can I click that off?
I would hope so.
So letting me.
Sorry about this, everybody. We'll get this sorted out. Okay, let me try something else radical here. I think we've got the.
I got an idea. Why don't we go to Michael D. Hart so we don't lose? We'll get people juxtapositioned here. Right. Paul will give you a chance to sort it out. Hey, Michael, come on board. Michael, are you there? Michael D. Hart from Acrewise Farms. Michael?
Why don't we go to Omashar? Omashar is here and his slides are ready.
Omashar, welcome. Omashar is also entertaining us.
Yeah.
I love the entertainment you had earlier with Izzy. Was it Izzy? And, that was beautiful. I had no idea there was going to be another fellow musician out there. So here we are.
You're on the timer, Omashar. Go ahead and on Sunny Thermal. You're on the timer for your 9 minutes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, hello and welcome. Omashar here, co-CEO of Sunny Thermal at solarheatedrocks.com. I'm truly grateful to have this opportunity. Thank you so much. Our technology is a first market technology. We manufacture building materials and vertical sidings with climate influence. This climate influence comes through using a rock stabilizer. The rock stabilizers in this case are granite rocks heated up. Heated granite for thermal comfort is not a new idea. It has been used in many different cultures in many different ways throughout history. The problem with climate issues in mind is how do we heat the rocks without using the carbon? The solution that Sunny Thermal has come up with is the perfected passive solar panel. Our passive solar collectors heats the rocks to stabilize emission temperatures, and this emission has an influence on building materials. The dry emission of stable temperature is in the range of 60 to 98 degrees. And this is not a new technology. These collectors have been developed since 1980 and were on the market from 2009 to 2020. Our president, Susan Bloomquist, ran a business building greenhouses that had this technology installed. And this business shut its doors during the pandemic. Sunny Thermal's business proposition is this. We would like to manufacture our collectors, which we will sell directly to consumers. We will train and certify builders in our method of manufacture, and we will then distribute our materials to the builders so that they can apply this technology in the way applicable for their projects. Our management team consists of our president, Susan Bloomquist, who is skilled in permaculture, skilled in the application of solar gain, and has gathered much knowledge as a legal aid at the business of Koblenz, Patch, Duffy and Bass out of San Francisco. Our vice president, Kara, is versed in non-violent communication techniques and has extensive experience in online service and group dynamics. Our other team members are Gary Duchateau, the founder, inventor, and developer of this technology, who is now a consultant. Cara Bloomquist is our online customer support and public relations officer. Myself, who will manage materials inventory and events, Leah Arntzen, who will cover strategic alliances, trade shows, and product marketing, and Steve Quigley, who will be setting up the warehouses with the assembly units. We are a green to gold incubator company, and on our board of advisors include Professor Alan Tratner, Theodosia Southern, and Scott Katumas, all highly skilled at leadership and communication, plus our founder, Gary Duchateau, who is retired. What we wish to manufacture is the perfected solar air photon collector, plus the rock stabilizer preforms for consumers. Builders will be making their own rock stabilizer preforms to the appropriate size for their own projects. And the end consumer then has the siding in the rock stabilizer box, as you see on the right, filled with granite rocks. Also, we have a market-ready sales opportunity of direct-to-consumer products like this portable greenhouse or food dryer or small animal shelter, which uses the same technology on an easy-to-move wheeled structure about the size of a stove or a refrigerator. We anticipate no barrier to market entry, as the collector is approved as a building siding, and the rock stabilizer is essentially working insulation with no fire risk. Our collector is made using a specifically designed assembly unit that does not require sealant, so our collectors are durable and don't have any seals that could ever break. We will be selling to builders the easiest and least expensive way of building a perfected solar hot air collector. We have a patent pending for the assembly method, plus we have non-disclosure agreements with all of our people. Some of our strengths are the 45 years of research and development, the assembly method, ease of maintenance and ease of shipment. The scope of opportunities are manifold and have yet to be fully explored. Our perceived weaknesses are the lack of public understanding and that we need a team of professionals to help get us into every market as fast as possible because of the threat of copy products. Now, here are some market opportunities that anyone who has a franchise can pursue. Passive solar heating in new buildings, passive solar heating in retrofits, tiny home and yurt applications, animal housing applications, for instance, raising newborns, warehouses, emergency shelters, etc. These are power-independent systems that stabilize temperature. Marketing has begun with the Passive Solar Network and the Colorado Building Guild. Plus, we've applied at Source 2050 to sell and at the Harm-Free Emporium. Also, we will be attending garden shows, eco-regenerative events, greenhouse suppliers and pet stores. The list goes on. And what we have here is a projection of one builder with one assembly unit. So this one builder with the market that they choose will be able to sell a certain amount of collectors, which will make the conservative estimate indicated in orange. Each of these squares would have a slightly different graph depending on the applications. One graph could be the passive solar application, one could be a greenhouse application, one graph an animal shelter application, another could be selling to Ace Hardware, Home Depot, plus overseas in places like Nepal. We do know that this technology will improve the lives and reduce heating costs to all of those who obtain it. There is no limit to the sales potential of this technology. We are a green to gold manufacturing company, a cornerstone technology in the new manufacturing hubs to be opened in Michigan, Lahaina, LA, and potentially Boulder, Colorado. We are asking for $3 million in our first seed round. Return on investment would be a returnable note of 2 years with potential of a negotiable equity or payback of funds with a 3.5% interest. We are open to exit strategies as advised by our professional team. And finally, we are a cornerstone technology in this new green economy. Thank you so much for listening. There we have it.
2 more minutes, but I'd like you to talk about what we mentioned in training. What else could you use other than the funding that you made clear? What else could be useful to you? That here's a chance to just mention those kinds of things. Are you looking for people? Are you looking for alliances, communities to adopt? What would you say?
I would say community seasoned alliances, and here in where I am in Boulder, Colorado, there is a lot of animal places and animal shelters. So really looking for alliances with these people to show them our potential product and let them know that they can actually reduce the heating costs of everything in their enclosed homes. And so I think in this moment, that's it, Alan.
Okay, thank you. We'll look forward to you entertaining us pretty soon.
That's on a Saturday morning. Yeah.
Saturday morning. That's going to be beautiful. Everyone should stay tuned for that for sure. Okay, so where are we, Kevin, with either John or Paul, or should I try to move to Michael Dehart?
I think it might be better to jump to Preston. I think Preston is in the room and has his slides up. Preston, yeah, we've got his
Kids,
slides.
Pets, and More
We've got
began
him.
1
Let's see if
year
it's
ago
working.
with
There
a
we go.
mission
Look
to
at that.
develop fun,
Okay,
eco-friendly, and
wonderful.
sustainable
Welcome,
products for
Preston.
people
I'll
and
put
pets.
you on the clock now for your 9 minutes. And it's funny, Devin's the wizard behind the, he can see what I can't see, who's here and who isn't yet. Okay, so Preston, welcome. And here's your 9 minutes. Go for it for Kids, Pets, and More.
Hey, thank you, Alan. Hi, I'm Preston Craig. I'm the CEO of Kids, Pets, and More Incorporated, a company that creates sustainable, eco-friendly, and green toys, games, novelties, and pet products. And I have a little video that I'd like to share with you, which will tell you a bit more about the company.
We have a variety of green products for adventure, play, education, and amusement for the whole family, including our pets. While some products are geared more towards adult activities, KP&M only designs G and PG rated products for entertaining everyone in fun ways that they will never forget. Kids, Pets, and More has 4 divisions that originate amazing toy, game, novelty, and pet products for every kid and the kid in every adult. We will only develop sustainable products with 0 carbon footprints whenever possible. We plan to both manufacture and license products in order to maximize our company profits. We have hundreds of products applying for a variety of product categories. KP&M will host a semi-annual global Eureka for Pets product and investors contest to market products from all around the world. Winners may be offered a licensing arrangement, which will add their product into our existing product lines. As we developed over the course of this past year, we attracted a few experts to our team. Michael Weinstein has over 20 years of experience in the direct response infomercial industry and has brought to market over 300 products worth more than $3 billion in sales for his clients, like the Snuggie, a blanket with arm slots and pockets, and kid-focused products, which include Juggle Bubbles, Tangle Pets, and others. Jeff Cohen has mentored hundreds of high-profile companies in how to increase their sales, decrease their costs, and develop winning, successful sales teams. Many of these companies went on to be Fortune 500 companies, including IBM, Oracle, Intel, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and DirecTV, among others. Professor Alan Tratner is a green economy expert who created the Green to Gold Incubator some 51 years ago for green and sustainable education. All businesses using incubation processes have an amazing 87% success rate in developing long-term profits while making sustainable products in a variety of industries. KP&M fully expects to continue in this tradition, having been an active participant in this incubation process. Dr. Mondrian Contreras, our main veterinarian advisor, has founded his own nonprofit charity with help from our pet division, which will provide funding for lower-income families who are unable to afford life-saving treatments for an injured family pet. We expect to save thousands of pet lives through our collective donations to this wonderful program. Thousands of veterinarians will participate in this nonprofit surgical program, donating their time, with medical supplies paid for by our new pet euthanasia prevention program, funded by many thousands of global sponsors. Also, we will initiate multiple outreach programs that will focus upon each division within our company. We fully expect frequent growth periods within our company. When you choose to invest with Kids, Pets, and More Inc., you can be confident that your funds will be invested wisely and profitably. Our brief collective pitch deck will further explain all that was discussed in this video, showcasing our 4 company divisions. KP&M will strive to help create positive social change through fun, eco-friendly products that will generate expansive profit growth for our investors through common stock offerings and convertible notes. Thank you for considering our Kids, Pets, and More investment opportunity. We look forward to prospering with you into the future. Your success is our success.
Cool. Well, that's a kind of a brief introduction to our company, but I do have some slides which will go into a little bit further detail about our company. So I want to play those now. And let's see if I can do that. Okay. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Okay. There we go. That's the one I want. So as I stated earlier, we develop fun, green, environmentally friendly products for the whole family, including our pets. Okay, I'm trying to I'm trying to go to the next slide. There we go. So the problem is worth solving is that green, socially responsible, sustainable toy, game, and novelty and pet products are often difficult to find. Kids, Pets, and More products are made with environmentally friendly, 100% recyclable materials, such as wood, bamboo, cotton, metal, and natural rubber, and we operate in a blue ocean strategy. Here are some of our partners and resources that we collaborate with, obviously Green to Gold, but also the Carroll Stream Animal Hospital, Vet Bros, Earth Day Network, JAM, and many others. And here's some of our team and advisory board members. You already have been introduced to Michael Weinstein and Alan Tratner and Jeff Cohen. As the president and CEO of Kids, Pets, and More, I'm also the inventor of Twisted Teddy's plush toys and Ellie and Eddie Font's Sippy Cup toy. My secretary, Jeff Chamberlain, is inventor of the Slurp and Chew watering bone and musical dog sticks and others. We also have Sandy Lipkin, who is our patent attorney for our company. Additionally, we have Neil Winthrop, who's president of Winthrop Innovations and vice president at Bay Wing Corps. He's a registered respiratory therapist and a hyperbaric technologist. Naturally, we have Dr. Mondrian Contreras, who you were introduced earlier into the video. We also have Jason Best, who is an inventor of WeGo pet bowls and cup liners. And we have Tom Sims, who's an electronic engineer and inventor of SoSmart products for kids and pets. Additionally, we have Dr. Peggy Woods, who's a best-selling author and writer and inventor of Smitty's therapeutic board game. And also we have Richard Pocapalia, who created the EchoWise Innovations, a 501c3 company. So this is the last part of our team advisory members. We have Ben Martinez, who's a military veteran and a federal government contractor, and he's president and CEO of Carbon Corporation and inventor of the Retriever. We also have Salvatore Matteo, who's a facilities engineering designer and inventor of the Z-Stand, a collapsible, take it with you wherever you go kind of computer work stand. We have Bruce Carroll, who is an inventor with 2 design patents. We have Andre Nagy, who's a nutraceutical product development and an entrepreneur. So he invented Dogter RX and the Food Impact app technology. And lastly, we have Carmen Milagro, who's a master certified wellness coach and founder and chief creative at Davina and Soothe BioRF pet products. So I just wanted to bring into focus the market opportunity here. The global toys, games, and novelties and pet product markets are anticipated to reach $680.78 billion by 2033, which is an expected CAGR of 6.45%, with a market increase in green and sustainable products. And these are the websites you can go to actually check out this information. Where's the next one? Should be another one there. There we go. So in summary, there is an increasing expanding demand for safe, green, non-toxic products in every field we target. Our company is seeking $1.5 million to move forward with multiple intellectual properties in our 4 divisions: toys, games, novelties, and pet products. If you'd like more information, you can email me at preston@kidspetsandmore.com. If you would like to see our full pitch deck, go to www.kidspetsandmore.com. Thank you for taking the time and allowing us to present this opportunity to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nicely done, Preston. So, Mr. Wizard, Devin, who do we have available that you can see?
Let me do a little bit of administration. Forgive me. I think Preston did a great job, by the way. I need to say that. But I think, John, please save your slides again as a PDF and upload them again. Let's try that. Michael DeHart, we need you to upload your slides now. We can't see them. But Moshe has his slides up. We could go to Moshe. Should we do that?
Let's do Moshe. Moshe.
Okay. All right.
Here we are. Tree culture. Welcome, Moshe. You're standing by. Perfect. Go start. I'm going to time you now. Can you hear us?
Yes. Hello. My name is Moshe Kraftchow. I'm the founder and CEO of Tree Culture. Here at Tree Culture, we see the trees as the pillars that hold up our world. They make oxygen and filter and cool our air and water. They create structure and shelter and food, and they hold the soil. But to do this effectively, they need to partner with animals that consume from their growth, cycle their nutrients, and build the soil. With the animal element absent, the trees will get overgrown and choke themselves out. The natural reset for this condition is fire. With neglect alone, the conditions for catastrophic wildfire will occur naturally. So here is our solution. The way we deal with it is by using all of the material in place to create a forest floor. The new space is open to light and wind, and the forest floor holds water and harbors nutrients and seed, and the new growth will emerge and will be of much greater feed value. So if we drive a herd through areas like this at least once a year, the risk of catastrophic wildfire will never return. At the same time, there will be a much better habitat for wildlife during the rest of the year. We are providing a permanent solution to catastrophic wildfire risk around cities. Where I am in California, we are at a tipping point where insurers can no longer bear the wildfire risk and are exiting the market in its entirety. We have assembled a management team that is got expertise and experience in natural resources and agriculture, information technologies, government relations, and business management. Our service is a silvicultural treatment followed by an annual maintenance plan using rotational grazing. The grazing and other forest products will become profitable in a few years, and the client payments for the service will eventually drop to zero, making this a sustainable long-term solution. Here is a pictograph. Here's a pictograph of some of our processes and some of our helpers. Now, I'd like you to take a moment and think of the cost of doing nothing. I have the wrong slide deck up. I will continue. We are project ready. We have several projects in the works in order to bring together the in order to bring the solution to market. And I absolutely have the wrong slide deck up, and I will upload. Okay. So here is another example of the problem that shows the kindling, how it's affected, and it's got low feed value and high fire risk. If you check the QR code here, you can see a transition from the previous slide showing the transition from high fire risk to high feed value and low fire risk. Okay, back to where I was. This is a pictograph of our process and some of our helpers. So here, take a moment and think of the cost of doing nothing. Here in San Diego, I believe that to make proper change in the world, we should start where we are at home. This is the map of the very high fire hazard severity in San Diego, but this problem is not confined to San Diego alone. Here is an example neighborhood in San Diego that is showing very high fire hazard. This fire hazard is emanating from the open spaces in the city. If you see the red blocks, that's 100 feet from the buildings. Everything outside of that is not managed. Here is a larger view. This shows about 300 acres in the neighborhood. And if we did silviculture here, we can remove the red from the map and create a much healthier, safer community. We have our financials planned so we can show short-term profitability, and we also have an eye on long-term sustainable profitability. We are on our first seed round. We're asking for $1 million in exchange for 7% equity. Yes to exit strategies, but I do want to leave you with this last note. Catastrophic wildfire risk is not unavoidable. This is something that we can fix. With intelligent selection and the right approach, we can take our surrounding area that is currently projecting a hazard and has no productivity, we can turn it into a buffer zone that provides safety and security, a better and healthier habitat, and it can be a long-term solution for many of our problems. Chief among them currently is catastrophic wildfire. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you decide to come join us.
A couple minutes. Why don't you go over what you'd like to get from the audience, the global audience? Aside from potential investors, are you also looking for strategic alliances, communities that want to adopt this, talent to join you? Why don't you mention that now?
Thank you, Alan. We are starting up. We have a few projects in the works. We are looking for team members. We're looking for people that want to invest, that people want to see this happen near their cities. We've got lots of cities in California and elsewhere in the world that are really looking for a long-term solution that can be done with natural-based solutions. So we're looking to connect with clients. We're looking to connect with investors. We're looking to connect with talent. We are right now in the process of getting this brand new and exciting solution into market. We want to see change today.
Yeah, thank you. Boy, I know this only too well. Los Angeles knows it, other parts of the world, Lahaina, the wildfires out of control, and you have a natural, beautiful kind of symbiotic relationship with nature, animals, and for defeating the cause of wildfires where this is a beautiful idea. Thank you, Moshe, for rescuing your own situation here. You put the little fire out of your slide set. Thank you very much. So I'm going to turn back to Devin, who will tell us who's up to next. Is it Bill Smith?
All righty. So let's see. I think what
is Michael DeHart here?
Michael is ready. Let's do Michael. Michael.
Sure.
I think he's
Welcome,
ready
Michael.
to go. So let me pull Michael in. Where did he go? There he is. Okay, we'll grab his slides, and I think we're ready to turn him loose.
Okay, aloha, Michael. Please go for it. You got your 9 minutes. You're on the time.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody. So first of all, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you're joining us from today. And thank you for joining this session for SuperGreen Live today. My name is Michael DeHart, and I'm the CEO of AcreWise Farms. And I'm here today to talk to you about revolutionizing the economics of agribusiness in Africa. So who is AcreWise Farms? We're an agricultural startup organization headquartered in Kajiado, Kenya, incorporated in both Kenya and the United States. And we help African people lift themselves out of poverty through environmentally sound, tech-forward, equitable agribusiness practices. Simply put, we believe ethical employers meet not only the needs of their shareholders, but also their employees and the larger community around them. So what is the big problem we're trying to solve? First of all, let's talk about the scale of the problem. This is a problem that affects about 10 million Kenyans and approximately 600 million African people in total. So the problem is this. Few jobs exist for some of the most vulnerable members of Kenyan society, namely single mothers and working age youth. Most turn to the biggest industry in Kenya, which is agriculture, but wages are completely unlivable. So if we look at single mothers make on average 40% less than their married peers make. 70% of them work informally when they work at all, so no benefits, very poor wages. When work is available, it's part-time and highly underpaid. The situation is also equally dire for working age youth in Kenya, 2/3 of which are unemployed. Even with a university degree right now, and let's step back and recognize that only 5 to 10% of the population will ever have the opportunity to earn a university degree. With a university degree, average time to paid employment is nearly 2 years. Without a university degree, full-time paid employment with benefits simply never happens. So it's this disastrously high rate of unemployment that has caused a rampant homelessness issue amongst working age youth in Kenya and across Africa. So what is the solution? We understand that a holistic approach with appropriate support structures is what is needed to not only lift African people out of poverty, but to ensure that they remain out of poverty. So what does this look like? It looks like us managing our own large farm. With sustainable and regenerative practices, this will create thousands of jobs. Now, this flies in the face of what has been done over the last 20 to 30 years in Africa, which is largely trying to support and prop up small farmers. This hasn't worked. The best small farmer projects, small shareholder farmer projects across Africa maybe increase profitability by 15%. This sounds great. But if you're living on 1/3 of what you need to survive, an additional 15% simply means you eat maybe 2 meals a day instead of 1. It doesn't mean your kids go to school. It doesn't mean you live in a safe community. So in addition to managing our own large farm, it means tailored employee support programs. This includes not only fair paying jobs, but counseling, on-site childcare so women have a safe place to bring their children while they work. It means financial literacy education programs. It means on-site housing for our previously unhomed employees, and it means saving programs at the very least. It also means operating our own logistics and distribution systems, which ensures that we can keep more fair paying jobs in the value chain and retain greater profits to return to our shareholders. So what are we really proposing? It's quite simple. We're building a scalable and replicable venture in a high growth sector. Emphasis on scalable and replicable. We believe that this is actually a highly profitable 3 to 5 year pilot project. Why do I say that? Because at year 3 or 4, we'll have enough cash on hand, we'll have proven ourselves enough that we can go to large international NGOs and nonprofits, as well as governments themselves of emerging market economies across Africa and across the world, and show that we can help rebuild your environment, we can clean up your water, we can create jobs, and we can contribute to your GDP all at the same time. So let's look at who we are in terms of people, because this is really where the rubber meets the road. We all know you all invest in good team members before you invest in good ideas. So I spent about 30 years, or about 25 years, working in the United States, although I managed operations for companies in 26 different countries. I've been a senior executive in strategy and management consulting. But for the last 10 years, I've spent my professional life working in and around Africa on startups. I've worked in financial technology and agricultural startups in a variety of situations. I've been a professor of entrepreneurship. I've been an executive myself, and I've been an advisor. My co-founder is a gentleman I've worked with for more than 10 years, Wesley Musevi, our COO, who has a deep agribusiness background. We're joined by Fred Okello, who brings 25 years of business development experience, Tabitha Njogu, our acting CFO, and Priscilla Githinji, helping us with Kenyan and cross-border tax and law issues. On the advisory board side, we're joined by Alan Tratner, who you all know well, Rose Maturi. Rose is the founder of DLAC, which is the Digital Lenders Association of Kenya. She's also the managing director and CEO for the neobank division of Branch International. So she manages thousands of employees across 5 countries in East Africa. She's joining us on the marketing corporate governance side. We have Alfred Murunga, a Kenyan who owns his own environmental science consulting firm and does a lot of work for the World Bank, amongst others. Farouk Jiwa, a Kenyan-born citizen who now lives in Canada. Farouk, importantly, started his own agricultural company in Kenya, sold it for a profit, and joins us on the market intelligence and market access side. And then Priscilla Githinji, not only a team member, but also an advisor, handling, once again, finance and law issues for us as a team. So how big of an opportunity are we really talking about here? Well, in Kenya alone, the total available market is $30 billion a year. About a third of that comes from export. That's important. That export number and percentage is growing. The reason that's important is export profits are much higher than within country markets, which are already high. Importantly, though, let's talk about how fast agriculture is growing relative to Kenya's total GDP. So if we look at a 7-year period ending at the very end of 2024, Kenya's total GDP over that period grew by 31%. It's a big number. It's better than way more than half of the countries in the world. However, in that same time frame, Kenya's agricultural GDP grew by 3 times that rate. It grew 93% over a 7-year period. Now, what does that mean, really? Well, if you add in direct agricultural plus adjacent industries, so that's value addition, that's shipping and logistics, that's exports, the agricultural sector contributes 49% of Kenya's entire GDP, and there's much room for growth. So it's a huge, huge opportunity we're talking about here. When we look at our financial projections, and I believe in being conservative and honest, I think these numbers are, if anything, conservative. Within year 5, we will be doing more than $50 million a year in revenue directly with 40 to 60% profit margins. Now, I want to mention this compares to 11 to 13% profit margins in Europe or the United States. This means we'll have not only phenomenal cash on hand, but be able to provide multiple exit strategies for investors with an excellent return on their investments. So what are we looking for here? In total, we're looking for a little more than $500,000 US, about 540,000 total dollars. I've contributed 25,000 myself. I'm very excited to let you know that within the last 2 weeks, we just closed with our first angel investor for $100,000 non-dilutive debt deal. So we still have more than $400,000 worth of opportunity for people to join us with. We do expect within 3 to 5 years to be able to return your investment to the tune of 15 to 50x. Is it the 200 to 500x you're going to get from tech in a dream market? No. But let's be honest, 1% of those tech investments work, 99% fail. In agriculture, for people that invest more than 100,000 US dollars, and we're talking about significantly more than that, in Kenya, 70% of startups succeed. We are almost guaranteed to succeed. So at this point, I'd like you to take out your phone and take a quick snapshot of this so you have our contact details. I think that's the best way to do this. So how can you get involved with us? Really, there's 3 main ways to get involved here. First is connect with us. So visit our website, send me an email. Let's set up a time for a phone call, a Zoom meeting, or an in-person meeting. Share what we're doing. Talk about us. Connect us with your church, your civic group, and your community. We never know where connections and meaningful connections may occur. And third is invest. This is once again a low risk, high reward opportunity. We have room for small and large investors alike, and terms are negotiable. So once again, my name is Michael Dehart. I'm the CEO of AcreWise Farms. Thank you for your time today. I encourage you to connect with us and have a great rest of your Super Green Live events. Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you, Michael. Devin, who else do we have available?
Yeah, we've got. I think most of the folks are ready now. I think our kind of trying to go back to our order. Let's bring on John Tate.
Perfect.
John, thanks for your patience.
Hey, no problem.
Are you ready to go, John?
I'm ready.
Okay, you're on the timer.
Okay.
Take it away.
Oh no, John, your slides are not working still.
What seems to be the issue?
Tell me quickly about how you produce the slides. Quickly.
They're PDF.
Do you have another version of them in any other format?
I've got the PowerPoint.
Okay, upload the PowerPoint quickly.
Okay.
Let's see if we can make it work.
Should we go to someone else that's ready, like Bill Smith or Prosper? What do you think, Devin? Prosper's here.
I don't see Bill's slides. I think Prosper's ready to go. Why don't we, John, let's give you another minute and we'll come back. Prosper, are you there?
I see him.
Prosper, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Great.
Okay,
Why don't
Prosper,
you take it away?
From Nigeria.
Yeah, please start your presentation. You got 9 minutes. Go for it.
Okay. Mr. Devin, I think I would like to start with my video because it says most of everything I want to present today. Then I'll wrap it.
Jopa DC being the initiator of ITTMS, that is Integrated Tricycle Transport Management System, which is the first of its kind on the plateau and was endorsed. The state government actually gave an MOU, signed an MOU with Geopad DC.
Keta Africa Energy Limited is building 10 solar-powered EV charging and battery swap stations, leveraging Geopad DC's partnership with Plateau State government.
Keta Africa is going to close that gap and build these charging stations for Geopad and the Plateau State government, so that we'll be able to see that, particularly we should have the last mile deliveries for food and also for commuters, so that everything works effectively. And like this, if we're able to do this, we're able to achieve solving the problem of health. We are achieving solving the problem of closing up our carbon footprint, also keep a clean environment.
The solar-powered EV charging stations will not only reduce reliance on fossil fuels, but also provide a reliable source of energy. Given Nigeria's unstable power grid, Keta Africa Energy's initiative is expected to create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and improve air quality in Plateau State.
This will largely impact on the economy, where you won't have to pay much to have energy for running your vehicle. And of course, it will have a very serious positive impact on the citizenry, because by the time you are using a cheaper source of energy, the fares will for sure come down. Subscribers, transporters, these passengers will be paying less, for vehicular services rendered. And so it's one thing we are up and running to see how best we can bring it to fruition on the plateau.
This project advances renewable energy and sustainable transport, reducing urban emissions and food waste.
We have the economic and the health and environmental benefits accrued to it. So it's one thing we've really been looking into. We've had a lot of consultants that we are reviewing their submissions. We are open to partnership with those who would give us better deals, where the prospective beneficiaries won't have to, suffer. We are very considerate that if Keta Africa comes in to give us good deals, where we would have the prospective beneficiaries, not subjected to some sort of turmoils.
The project aligns with Nigeria's efforts to promote electric vehicles and reduce carbon emissions. According to the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Nigeria aims to have 20% of its vehicles electrified by 2030.
There is a need to be able to have data for the need for tricycle operations in the state. Because of the high numbers, you have emissions. So we have to be thinking, if we need up to 20,000 tricycles in the state to meet the demands of commuters, we must also bear in mind the need to also reduce the carbon emission.
Geopad DC has successfully captured over 8,000 operators within JOS, and we look to capture or hit above 30,000 of these operators within the short period of time.
We are not just talking about removal of fuel subsidy. We're talking about the environmental and health impact and benefits of the EVs. You get. So the EVs are of enormous benefit.
Honestly, introduction of electric tricycles to Plateau State is going to be a good idea, and a lot of my colleagues, the keke riders, would be interested in them. But we hope that the introduction of electric tricycles is going to come very cheap for us.
Keta Africa Energy, Geopad DC, and the Plateau State government are driving Nigeria's sustainable transport future.
Keta Africa and Geopad DC seeks to bring in a system that will help, offset or reduce the amount of carbon that is being emitted through these vehicles using petrol engines and fossil fuels.
So this is where we are closing the gap. So Keta Africa Energy Limited and Geopad would make this happen, and this is where we want every kind of supporters and investors to come in so that we achieve it.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope it was clear and everybody got the message. So my name is Prosper Ikechukwu Egono. I am the founder CEO of Kita Africa Energy Limited. We energize communities and we enrich lives. And we are now in partnership with Jopa DC, a digital transformation and transport company, which have an existing MOU with the Plateau State government to digitalize transportation and also use clean vehicles. So the problems we're having in Plateau State when it comes to commercial transportation and last mile food delivery is high operating costs. We have high operating costs, we have infrastructure and digital inefficiency and environmental degradation. I can't see my slides again. Okay. So and the solution, we are trying to make a solution by bringing electric vehicles into Plateau State. Jopa DC is the digital company and they already have the data for all these commuter operators. And it's estimated for like 3,000 tuk-tuks in Plateau State. Tuk-tuks means keke, we call it keke in Nigeria. So there's a need to bring in electric vehicles, and this is where the charging station we're trying to build comes in. This is why Jopat met Kita Africa Energy Limited to build that station for swap batteries and still charging. That should be the system of the station. I can't. Devin, I can see my cursor. Okay, thank you. I've seen it. All right, the benefits. So our project is going to benefit Plateau states with reduction of carbon emission, improved air quality, enhanced efficiency, and economic opportunities, such as employment, new jobs, investment, and innovation. So this is Kita Africa Community Solar Electrifications across Nigeria. Okay, this is when Jopat was having the official signing of the PPP agreement for us to build the station and also digitalize the transportation system, which is this MOU that Kita Africa is leveraging on to build the stations. So we have de-risked the project already. This is the presentation of the PPP agreement. This is when we launched the EV, the electric tricycle. So that's the commissioner driving the tricycle. So this is when I was congratulating my partners, Jopat Limited, the day they signed the PPP agreement. And once again, this is me, Prosper Ikechukwu Egono, founder, CEO, Kita Africa Energy Limited. And I am also a U.S. Department of State Go Green champion. And this is my contact address. That's our website. That's our numbers. And that is my email in case anyone wants to get to us. Thank you very much.
A moment. Do you want to talk about who else or what else you could use? Well, how would you like the global audience to respond to you? Are you looking not only for investment, but technical help, people, opportunities, new different kinds of motors, electric motors, or renewable energy? What would you like to see happen most?
Okay, this is what I want from anyone who is interested in this and wants to invest in this project. Yes, we are looking for people who can also bring in EVs that is affordable. Yes, we need that technical expertise from abroad. Although Kita Africa Energy have the agreement for 10 years to build and to operate and transfer for 10 years. And so any investor coming, when we build these 10 charging stations, we will need experts to be part of it. we need more staffs, and we want to train the community. So we need educators that can train the community, because we need to start doing this project as soon as possible because of the smoke that we have, and be able to reduce our carbon footprint. So we need that technical assistance. We need people that can also build. We have the local builders, but we need that partnership to make us do our work better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good, wonderful success for you. Okay, so Devin, what do we got
All
ready?
righty, let's try John for the 13th time. I'm so sorry that we've had just one little glitch after another with John's stuff. He's been a good sport, hanging on time and again, trying to make this work. Let's see if there we go. Look, I see slides.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. My name is John Tate. I'm the CEO of Ruaha Energy, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. First of all, I want to thank you, Devin and Alan, for inviting me to this event. And I want to thank all of the viewers for inviting me into your living room or office for this presentation. What I'll talk about today is the whole village development model, a model we've developed to address a pressing global need. And there's the problem: no power. We've got 600 million people in sub-Saharan Africa without access to power. And it's the people in the rural areas that suffer the most. No power, economies don't grow and expand. No power, development lags. No power creates this north-south divide. Here's a picture taken from a satellite that shows the magnitude of the problem. This is our world at night. You can see Europe, you can see the Middle East, Turkey, Russia, India. You can see these lights from space. In Africa, you see a little bit along the Mediterranean coast, the Nile, some of the West African cities, Lagos, South Africa. Everywhere else, you do not see light. It's dark. That's the north-south divide. And here's a graph that explains it. And it's GDP per capita 1820 to 2022. Now, we all know that the growth curve is exponential. It starts slow, growth is steady for some time, hits an inflection point, and then it takes off. So we see it: slow progress, industrial revolution, slow, steady growth. Post-World War II, inflection point is hit, and things take off. They took off for Western offshoots, Western Europe. Some of the countries were a little slow coming out, but in sub-Saharan Africa, we see basically a flat line from 1820 to the present. And this is not acceptable. This is a problem for us as a global community, this north-south divide. And as we saw in the last slide, no power is a foundational problem, but it's only part of the picture, one of the no's. There are actually 4 no's. No power, no equipment, no market, no money. No power. You've seen the slide, 600 million people without power. Because they have no power, they have no equipment. You can't run equipment without power. Productive use equipment, things like mills, grinders, roasters, welding machines, carpentry tools, things like that. Equipment that can turn raw products into value-add products. No market. In rural Africa, by the time harvest comes around, rural farmers are broke. Everybody's bringing their produce to market at the same time. Market prices are at the lowest, but they need the money. So they sell at the bottom of the market to middlemen who buy it, hold it, process it, and get the profits. Farmers are left with little cash and post-harvest losses in the 30 to 50% range. No money. Small-scale farmers have had no income during the planting, growing, harvesting season. They sell at the bottom of the market. That means they have limited capital left over to buy equipment, to store or process production until a market turns up. So to address this overall problem, the 4 no's all need a yes. And finding a path to yes to each of these no's is what we are doing with the whole village development model. Yes to power. That's the first step, delivery of power. But it's not just any power. We must deliver triple phase power, the power to run equipment. We've seen a lot of initiatives in Africa. Someone delivers a couple of light bulbs and a phone charger. Okay, it improves the quality of life in that house, but it doesn't move the development needle. To unlock the development, we need triple phase power to run equipment that keeps more of the value chain in the village. So in theory, this is great, but if people can't afford the equipment, the theory remains a nice slide in a presentation. So what's the answer? Yes to capital, micro lending. We set up a captive finance company and we put an office in each village staffed with locals who know the local people. So now we've got a great system. People have power, equipment, access to finance, and finished product. But without market access, the system implodes. So the final yes is yes to market access. We've developed a farm-to-plate digital marketplace, direct linkage between farmers and agro-processors in a village and their customers abroad. And we call this the African Farmers Market. We're helping to build a global village. How big's the market? Well, you saw the slide, 600 million energy-hungry customers. What's the service addressable market? Well, the World Bank and the African Development Bank came forward with an initiative a couple years ago, Mission 300, connect 300 million people in sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. So the political will is there. There are support structures that help make this happen. How do we internalize that at Ruaha? Our vision is 1 million customers, one village at a time. And what's the impact of all this? Well, 600 million people with access to electricity. Sub-Saharan Africa hits the inflection point on the exponential growth curve. We've got equitable and inclusive development because power does not discriminate. We start to bridge the north-south divide. And you remember the slide that shows Africa from space. It's dark. When we're successful, this is the world we will see. Africa lit up just like every other continent. Who are we? A little about us. We're a Tanzanian company, diverse shareholder base. We've got 3 facilities. Our headquarters is in the Benjamin William Mkapa Special Economic Zone in Dar es Salaam. We've got a Colosa Operations Center in the Kibaoni Industrial Area in Colosa that will support our solar project in Colosa. And then our Alundo operation, this is our flagstone project. This is under construction. It should be done this week, completed this week or next, and we expect our team to move in by the end of the month. Our projects. Current projects. On the energy side, again, Alundo, our flagship project, is a 0.56 megawatt mini hydro, grid off-grid hybrid. We've got in Lumumba in the Colosa district, 2 megawatt grid connected solar project. We talked about the microfinance. The farm to plate is the African Farmers Market. Our Netherlands team is building the digital platform, and our US team is setting up the sales and marketing operations. Our headquarters facility in the Benjamin William Mkapa Special Economic Zone will be the main export hub. The team, we're spread across 3 continents. We've got team members in the US, we've got team members in Tanzania, we've got team members in Europe. And what are we looking for? Well, we're launching a private placement, US $2 million, Series B convertible preferred at $1 a share, with a put or convert in 2032. Put for $3 per share gives you a 3x return, 17% IRR, which we believe is realistic in the impact investing marketplace. Conversion of 1-to-1. Typical liquidation, anti-dilution, tag-along, drag-along rights. And now what's the icing on the cake? Well, the icing on the cake is the Asili spoon. Asili is honey in Swahili. It's something the African Farmers Market team has developed. And Asili spoons are made of pure Tanzanian wildflower honey. It's a simple process. You heat the honey to 300 degrees, pour it into a mold, let it harden. It's great with tea or coffee, any hot beverage. And this is a donation item. The proceeds go to the Alundo Community Cooperative Society. Now, the Alundo Community Cooperative Society, we've partnered with them on our Alundo project. They get 50% of the profit from the electricity sales. And what happens in Tanzania, the villages do not have the ability to tax. So community benefit projects must be funded in some other fashion. So we've done things like put in a maternity ward for the local clinic, provide school uniforms, or provide uniforms for soccer teams, things like that. But these things don't happen for taxation. They have to be some type of a donation. And so we're giving everyone an opportunity to participate in this, to get a silly spoon and to support the Aluno Community Cooperative Society. And how do you do that? Well, you scan. This will take you to the donation page, and our team will get you a spoon in the mail, or spoons, depending on what you donate. So we invite you to share in the journey. There's my contact information. And I'll be in Nairobi in February at the Sankalp Africa Summit. I'll be in the Energy Catalyst booth. So if you're in Kenya, please stop by and we can chat. Again, thank you very much.
I love the spoons. Real good.
Aren't those neat?
Okay. Okay. Who's up next? Who's ready? Devin.
I think Paul is next, and I think he's ready to go. So let's bring him on and see if we can make this work.
And I think Bill was waiting, and then I can maybe round it out. We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Pacific Plant Nutrients. Let's get going, Paul.
Can we have Bill go? I've just had a technical glitch with my program here. I don't know where they went.
Another one?
It's the text of what I was going to say. It put it in different places. I was trying to.
Okay, if you're still struggling with that, let's get Bill Smith.
Yeah, get Bill for now. I'll get it.
Bill, are you available? Mr. Bill Smith. There he is. Oh, Bill was with us this morning, of course, Infinity CEO. Yeah. Okay, this is great. Go ahead, Bill. You got 9 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Bill Smith, CEO of Infinity Fuel Cell and Hydrogen, and thank you for the opportunity to share our story and where we hope that we're going to be going to. And first, an obligatory disclosure that I may be making some forward-looking statements, and everybody should be aware of that. We have done 2 rounds of Regulation C crowdfunding, and we are looking possibly at doing a third in the coming year, and possibly bridging that to a Reg A as well. Now, for just a minute, everybody take maybe a deep breath and just imagine using green energy to make hydrogen from water, and then using that green hydrogen as fuel or as a feedstock for massive carbon reductions for other industries related to food, steel, and concrete. The food you eat is made with fertilizer, and the fertilizers are made from ammonia, which is made with hydrogen. So there's pathways that have nothing to do with transportation where you can have enormous changes and improvements in decarbonization. And imagine just breathing free, breathing cleaner air. And in this world, imagine feeling optimistic again. But how? How are we doing it? How are we involved? Well, we've been working on NASA and DoD programs for many years. And what we're doing is trying to bring those technologies back down to Earth to help create a carbon-free future. And our role in doing that is we design, build, test, and deliver complete fuel cell electrical power generation systems for spacecraft, for aircraft, marine vehicles, and terrestrial use. We also do the reverse. A fuel cell takes hydrogen and oxygen and makes electricity. You turn it around and you take water and you can make hydrogen and oxygen. So we design, build, test, and deliver complete electrolysis systems that do that. We can generate clean, green hydrogen fuel and oxygen from renewables. Now, quickly, what is a fuel cell? It is an electrochemical device that combines hydrogen and oxygen across a a special membrane called a proton exchange membrane. And in doing that, you get electricity and you get water. What's an electrolyzer? The reverse. Give us water and electricity made from sunlight or wind, and we get hydrogen and oxygen with no pollutants of any kind. Now, the fuel cell technology that we're working with was originally developed way back in the 60s for the Gemini program for NASA, and we've been working closely with NASA as well. And this is what they look like. These are our patented fuel cell systems. They're made by taking individual cells and stacking them up in a filter press arrangement, just like a battery in many cases. And you have as much voltage as you want by adding more cells and more current by making larger or smaller active areas. And this is showing some of the hardware that we've made over the years for different customers and different programs. And this is a cutting edge electrolyzer. This device, you put in water at ambient pressure, and you keep it pretty much at ambient pressure. But the way you generate the hydrogen, you can pressurize electrochemically. So with no moving parts, we can achieve 2,000, 3,000 psi or higher hydrogen storage pressures. And then what do you do with those? You can combine them to make a mobile microgrid. And this is a system we developed for the U.S. Navy to support deployed Marine Expeditionary Forces to provide a mobile microgrid solution to reduce the reliance on fuels that have to be transported by convoy to the front lines. And this we developed for the U.S. Navy and delivered it to a place called the Naval Air Warfare Center at China Lake, California. It's about 50 miles to the west of Death Valley, and it was tested there, and it performed very, very well. Again, making hydrogen using water and sunlight, making electricity from the sunlight, and then storing the hydrogen aboard the vehicle. And what that allows you to do is to store a lot more energy than you can store in batteries. And plus, you have the hydrogen available should you need that for other uses, for instance, fueling a vehicle. Now, this is a product that we envision could be deployed all over the world. You can see it's a very rugged system. It was designed for military specs. A commercialized version of that could become a deployable mobile microgrid that could be located anywhere in the world. It took about a half an hour to set this down and then connect it, and you were producing electricity. And for our company, we believe these are the reasons why we've been able to now achieve about 3,000 different investors. We believe we have the right team, the right markets. They're all large and rapidly growing. And we have competitive advantage in our designs and capabilities. We're an AS 9100 quality company, and we can do complete systems. We've had over $50 million in past and current contracts. And the markets, this is just a snapshot of some of the markets that we're going after right now. The global space market is rapidly growing. You hear about it all the time. And we're involved with 2 commercial space companies right now where we're supplying everything from fuel cells to life support systems to make oxygen on orbit. Many of us on our team were involved in developing the oxygen generator technology, electrolysis technology that is now deployed to make oxygen aboard the International Space Station, and also to make oxygen aboard every nuclear submarine that's in the fleet, basically. So that we have a background in that continues today. And then the green hydrogen generation markets, while they might have stalled a little bit with this current administration, they're going to continue growing. The need is going to be there. And again, this doesn't rely on transportation as the uptake market. The industry itself can be the uptake market as long as the equation works where you're cost competitive. And underwater, that's where we're very, very active right now, supplying our special kind of fuel cell for these underwater customers. And this is just showing the traction we've had over the past years, and that continues to this day. We anticipate a very good year this year with new large contracts either signed or about to be signed in the next few days. So that is ongoing, and we expect to be hiring over the next few months as we continue to grow. These are some of our typical customers, names that you would expect for government agencies and large primes. And also, we just importantly formed a partnership with a company called Cellular Robotics that is a leader in large displacement underwater vehicles. And to give you some idea of the numbers, in working, NASA is very excited about this technology to get through the long lunar night. And in doing that, they would make and store hydrogen by water electrolysis, hydrogen and oxygen by water electrolysis during the long lunar day, and then make electricity at night. And then compared to batteries, this is why NASA is so excited, compared to batteries, they project savings of $700 million, depending on where you are on the moon, but a range of like the $1 to $200 million up to $700 million savings for one mission, just one low power mission. So this has become a primary technology for NASA. Also, when mentioned that we can do complete systems and we're making progress on our space systems, what's shown here is a program we did with NASA Space Technology Mission Directorate and Blue Origin, and we built this complete system, launched it twice aboard Blue Origin New Shepard launch vehicles, and that came back home, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So, we've demonstrated not only the core technology, but the system technology and the ability to deliver this rugged technology to the market. Similarly, undersea, we are bringing products to the market, which shown in these pictures are beta systems, we call them, second generation prototypes that are going out to sea even as we speak, and for final confirmation of their performance in the ocean. So once again, just imagine, the future can be good. Life can be good. We can use green energy to make green hydrogen. We can use the green hydrogen, as I said before, for fuel or for massive carbon reductions in many other areas. And breathing free again and optimism again. Just imagine feeling optimism again, feeling good about the future, knowing that we can all live a cleaner future with less global warming, with control over carbon emissions, using hydrogen as part of the solution, not the whole solution, but a large part of it. So join us as we boldly go to infinity and beyond, and our contact information is on this slide. Okay.
Beautiful. Well, Bill, I got a lot of presentation from you today, this morning, and now this. Just wonderful. Yeah. Congratulations. Now, Mr. Devon, do we have our last two ready? Do we have?
Yeah, I think Bill, great job. Great job. I think we've got Paul ready. Let's try this again. See if we got him. See if he's ready to go.
Let's try it. I mean, I lost all my text.
I mean, let me just say, while I'm in the room here, forgive me, I want to encourage our speakers, some of them are still in the studio after presenting, go into the backstage room to talk. That's where the networking is happening. We got VIPs waiting for you to go in there so they can talk to you about strategic possibilities. Don't hang out in the studio. Go into the backstage. That's what that's for. I'm going away now.
Okay.
And then there's networking at coming up in less than a half hour. VIP networking. Okay, so Paul, you were going to give it a shot?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put you on a timer. You got 9 minutes. Please go.
Wait, first I have to get the pictures up. Are they visible? I don't see them. I see them, but I can't get them. How do I get them?
Just tell me when to advance them. I'll advance them.
Oh, okay. And I just say okay?
Sure.
Right. So we'll be at 1. Who are we? Plant Power Pacific Plant Nutrients website contains bios. Each has multiple roles for Mineral Max AG Restorative. The staff is myself, CEO, Ron, Business Development, Media and Partnerships, Charlie, CSO, Strategic Alliances, and Davis, Operations. Website and product name, pacificplantnutrients.com, Mineral Max AG Restorative. The website has a huge amount of links on all aspects of soil biology, documents, writing, facts, testimonials, partnership field trials, all kinds of media, acreage charts, and the biostimulant world, and much useful information as an educational hub. Partners, Zach, Tomato Research Institute, LARTA, Los Angeles Regional Technology Alliance, a strategic partner with helping with field trials and grants. Jack Coultra centralizes soil and plant lab data. Parnam, UCCE agronomist. Joe with New Energy Farmers, and that's for the biomass harvest for plastics derived from corn. Randy is doing Golden Seal SBIR Phase 2 trials. And Devin and Alan for organizing SuperGreen. All have been helpful. Modern agriculture, number 3. Modern agriculture depletes soil through microbial collapse, water insufficiency, and runoff. Fertilizers treat only the symptoms, not provide a solution. 4. Nutrient biostimulants, USDA mission. These are nutrients that work with the plant soil interaction to assure maximum nutrient uptake, better water holding capacity, stronger root systems, and more predictable harvests with better flavor. 5. Restoring soil function. We have been illustrating efficacy with Mineral Max AG Restorative. We will do plant and soil tests to illustrate efficacy of our solution. I am happy to do podcast interviews to show plant root soil interaction for mutual benefit. The plant strengthens its own immune system to maintain plant vigor, which translates directly into human health. 6. Restorative, the benefits from pre-decline restoration, not post-damage correction. It preserves good soil while helping to repair and fortify a damaged soil. This works to bring the soil-plant interaction to the most optimal conditions. Protocol. Usage and outcomes are on the website, documents page about restorative. Continuing on, still 6. The diagram shows what is needed for distributors. The growers want to know that it will work, cost, and coverage in the fields. Plant and soil metrics, agronomist reports and monitoring progress as the field gains literal traction in maintaining improvements in the soil biology. For the environment, carbon retention, water efficiency, and holding capacity, and soil restoration that can be measured. This is the essence of restorative technology. Nitrogen uptake, 7. Utilizes more efficiency. The rich amino acid composition helps as well. Phosphorus uptake, the activity and bioavailability can be measured. The role of potassium and trace minerals and all of the minerals, the electrical potential and the exchange for mineral uptake, the action of the acids in the soil help cleave off certain minerals required by the plant in the root uptake. Each ingredient contains a huge amount of available minerals. 8. Soil carbon amendment does these things. Increase and stabilizes organic carbon long-term while improving soil function, which is water retention, nutrient efficiency, and biology. These are 3 main types: organic input for cover crops, compost, and biochar, and adding carbon. This aligns with the USDA Soil Health Framework, the Carbon Market Language, and the SBIR grant review criteria and grower economics, both in yield and resilience. 9. Mineral Max versus competitors and competition. Savings are due to high efficiency. We'll go to 10. Ease of application are standard foliar, drip, fertigation, trench, drench, and overhead watering that works with existing systems, covering more space with less cost. 11. Market validation. Certified organic, Oregon Department of Agriculture. usage 1.5 average ounces per gallon, 96:1 ratio, 17 cents a gallon. Affordable, especially with increased cost in the market. Mineral Max AG Restorative is synergized biostimulant, exactly what the USDA is looking for in the field trials and grants. We have 80 testimonials, including farms, orchards, and nurseries. Go on to the next one, 12. Healthy soil is one of the most scalable climate solutions. It helps hold carbon due to the humates and activated carbon. A spongy home for microbes controls and regulates water uptake. Root development, nutrient uptake, and higher bricks are supported, and that's the photosynthesis, are supported by material efficiency at critical junctures. Each mineral-rich ingredient helps our formula work with microbes and mycelia to free up minerals from the subsoil. We will endeavor to show the growers as well as in field trials. 13, achieving market relevance, including partners. We're doing this through a versatile, synergized, low-cost formula, ease of use, and results are very gratifying. The product is gaining momentum with USDA, SBIR Phase 1 field trials, strategic partnerships, support letters, and valuable insight. We seek agricultural colleges with farms and nonprofits to work together through community in right livelihood business. 13, again, still. Our objectives is to establish Mineral Max Restorative as a global product, USDA field trials, partnerships, and grants to reach the public. To decision makers, we want to sell volumes to larger farms as we currently have 80 testimonials, 3 field trials, and 2 USDA Phase 1 grants. We have product and are debt-free, ready to expand. Training our sales team, including distributors, could help. We seek about $500K for expansion. Contact us, Paul, at pacificplantnutrients.com. Phone number is on the website. Everything happens at the right time, and that time is now.
Thank you, Paul. Finally got it out. It's pretty good. Thank you very, very much for this. So I think, Devin, there's just me at the tail end. Wow, you've got this already? How did that work? I love it. Okay, so I'm on. Wow, the wizard did even more for me than
I think someone else uploaded this, so you'll need me to advance the slides again. So just say when.
Okay. Why don't we begin? Stay right here. Thank you very much, Devin. Okay, so I got to time myself. I'm not going to do longer than I was supposed to give everyone else. Okay, this is a little interesting tale. I'm here pinch hitting for a CEO, founder, inventor, innovator that got clobbered by, of all things, climate change, flooding, and a CEO, co-CEO, that couldn't make this, extenuating circumstances that we've now allowed me to actually hit this for you. And I just want to go through this. Will be pretty short and sweet, but it's about an extraordinary company. It's called EcoWise Innovations Unlimited, and it's all about the fact that they're innovating for greener future. And how this all began was with a project that started several years ago on that we called Forever Runs. What was the biggest problem with electric vehicles, especially with cars, but almost everything? It was called range anxiety. So what we set out to do with a bunch of incredible people that have experience in aerospace and environment and technology and energy and electrical and mechanical, and a wonderful international group of interns with master mechanical engineering and every kind of discipline, all came together in Forever Runs. And what happened, you can change the slide now. Here's the problems. Is what do you do about the limitations on range that are happening, and also the problems that have to do with lithium ion batteries, which catch fire and can explode and leak. And when they're depleted, often they can't recharge again. All those limitations, although they're extant in the world. And so part of what we were doing was taking this challenge about how to tackle range extension. All right, next slide. There's a second issue that we did, and that's stationary conventional energy. Everybody knows about power plants, fossil fuel and coal and natural gas and everything else that's going on, and the problems that they have, that they're obviously not green if they're putting fossil fuel and carbon into the atmosphere. They have really limitations about their size and capacity, utilities that basically shove them down our throat, to be able to maximize having more people buying the energy from them. And there's a real problem about backup in this increasing situation with climate-driven disasters. Those are the two tackled problems that we have. Our solutions, next slide. So, first of all, within this technology of expansion of forever runs into two sectors, vehicles, air, water, and land, and undersea vehicles, there have been a breakthrough. You heard a little bit about that earlier today from Green Tech in this, what's called supercapacitors and graphene-based ones that are made out of, they're batteryless energy storage that has an exceptional range of, in this case, this little pod that fits into a motor scooter or electric motorcycle or small cars and all that stuff. Typically, these types of lithium ion at that size, 45 kW or whatever, basically can go about 45 miles in range, depending on the vehicle and how you treat it, the electric vehicle. It can go through 3,000 to 5,000 cycles, and that's it. And it's kind of like the length of a car battery, a good old-fashioned lead acid, in terms of longevity. The opposite is with the power pods, where they can go 20,000 or much more cycles and go indefinitely, and they're recyclable into brand new batteries because of the nature of the fact that what it's being made of is a green waste source of carbon. So all of that is happening in the supercapacitors, and that helped with us with range extension and safety and issues of longevity and the ability to recycle. The other thing that came out of all the work we did in the vehicles was something that is going to be the real game changer for this company. We call it the multi-mode. This is just a diagramical approach to it, but I'll tell you what's so different about backup power, the ones that happen in all these disasters. And you see all these companies like Generac and other ones that are hooked up to gas lines, natural gas lines. And if your electrical power goes out, they automatically start burning and consuming, once again, a fossil fuel. And they're running a generator that's running off of an engine, okay? And there's some solar-powered batteries that are charged, and they have limitations in their portability. All that is what we're trying to change, and that is the multi-mode. Multi-mode is a modular unit that can be connected to different modules in a sequence that makes it available for home use, for garden, hunting, camping, parks, national parks, whatever it is, that you can bring this along. It's portable by vehicles, it's by boat, it can be airdropped. But the multi-mode, what is so extraordinary about this is that, just to give you an example, it uses several forms of renewable energy at the same time available, because remember, there's a day-night sequence that makes this intermittent on all solar and all wind. That's why they have to have battery storage in the day-night sequence. And that happens with almost everything in nature about that, except for geothermal, that's always constantly flowing. In this case, what we've done is we've taken a tremendous, incredible breakthrough in solar panels that act like a daisy when they open up and they track the sun. This is one unit, all a module that opens up. It has the most incredible breakthrough horizontal omnidirectional wind turbine that works in the lowest speeds and the highest speeds. Why did they have to feather and turn off the big wind turbines that you've seen out in the oceans and on the land, because when it goes too fast, they start to throw apart and break up their generators and have explosions and their blades fly away. We have a breakthrough that's already been proven and some of the most incredible technology. We have our special power pods that make the base of it with exceptional energy storage. You can put all of these to make the floor of the multi-mode. We have a fuel cell that's non-fossil fuel that runs on different kinds of bio-based fuels to help you non-combustion, produce energy. It has backup for backup for backup so that a home can be powered. And when there's a natural disaster, this unit will give you all the lighting and energy and power and a mechanical takeoff for mechanical energy to drive a water pump or whatever it might be that you are using it for. And ultimately, it has such an incredible backup that it has what the old-fashioned crank was with a dynamo, that a person could keep if everything failed and all the energy storage was used up and there was no sun and no wind and the fuel cells were gone. They basically, you can crank it and have energy generation for lighting and emergency phones. Next slide. And I think it's the final slide.
We're about out of time. You got about
the company represents all these: renewable energy, nutraceuticals, innovative farm technology, long-range vehicles, innovative construction. Last slide. And this is where you can do it. This is what we're all about. That's the CEO that couldn't be with us, Tom Sims. You can call him. You make it easy. EcoWiseInnovationsunlimited.com or get a hold of little Ellen at Green to Gold, and I'll help you connect with them. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, everybody. The day is done. It's been a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't miss a minute.